Hey, you all. We just wanted to jump on here and just give you our take on the tragic story behind the 9 students that were found unalived in Mexico. Now, it's really sad news, right? It's really sad news, and our heart truly goes out to their families. Now, with that being said, we do want to say that the 9 students that were found in Oaxaca, they weren't just going to Oaxaca for uh, school vacation, right? Local news and Daily Mail is saying that these students were actually linked to a local crime boss in Mexico. They were going to Oaxaca to a tourist spot to engage in like criminal activity.
Yeah, criminal activity set
Like
up by
yeah.
the crime boss.
Yeah, so set up by the crime boss, and they were actually like planning on robbing tourists, and they actually did. I believe that they did carry that out, and they ended up dealing with the wrong person, robbing the wrong person, and they were unalived. There was a note on one of their around the scene, let's say that's blamed them for being thieves. Hence, that's why these were taken off. As you can see, we can't go into detail, especially on YouTube nowadays. But it's a very unfortunate situation. My heart truly goes out to their parents, but I do want to say that it wasn't an incident that involved completely innocent students. They were linked to crime, to criminal activity. Now, are there cartels in Mexico? We know that there are,
Yes, they
right?
are. Yes, they are.
Let's just keep it real. We know that there are, just like there's gang activity all over the United States, y'all, right?
Right.
Now, in some areas, there are more criminal and cartel activity than others. Mexico is a huge country, y'all, with different states, just like America is. In America, there's different cities that you know to stay away from because there's gangs there, similar to here in Mexico, right? So let's not get it twisted. There are definitely criminal activities in America and Mexico, but we're talking about Mexico right now. We do feel safe here in Merida, Mexico, because again, it was voted the second safest city in all of North America, and that includes America as well. So we definitely do feel safe here in Mexico. But there are cartels in Mexico, we know that. But we do want to say that it's no different than the gang violence in America. And if you don't bother them, they won't bother you. And we try to stay away from the areas that they're in, you all. Um, so, and we also want to say that this happened, we're in Mexico, but Mexico is a huge country, right? This happened over 700 miles away from us. So please don't be in our comments saying, so how are things? Are you feeling, do you feel safe? Yeah, we do. This is like us being in Boston and someone asking us, how are the South Carolina fires that's going on right now? We don't know. We're not in South Carolina. That's over 700 miles away. So we just want to give you all a scope of Mexico. There's cities, there's states, there's towns within Mexico. It's set up just like America, right? So we just want to.
One thing we haven't noticed is here in Mexico, there's no mass violence in the schools like there is in America. So schools are pretty much safe in Mexico. There's no shootings. There's no violence.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just kids going to school and learning.
Exactly.
As it should be in the States.
Exactly. And that's very important to point out because we know a lot of families that are also moving to Mexico to say, well, will our kids be safe? We haven't heard of any of these mass violence things that's going on in America. So I would say yes, right? I would definitely say yes. So, like I said, there are safe areas in Mexico, just like there are unsafe areas in Mexico. Just like in America, there are safe areas in America, and there are unsafe areas in America. So don't fall for the propaganda, y'all. Please don't fall for the propaganda.
And if the area isn't safe, I would advise not to go visit it.
Exactly.
Stay out of it, and then you'll be all set.
Exactly. So we just want to come on here and say that our heart definitely goes out to the families of those students. But we are fine here in Mexico. And don't let them scare you all.
Definitely.
Venture out to see what life has to offer living abroad, if living abroad is for you, right? So we have a lot of videos about moving abroad in our description box. So feel free to look at those if you're looking to move abroad to Mexico. And there's plenty of other expats all around the world that you can research as well.
Definitely.
So until the next time,
Adios.
Expat Barber.